Hey, there you are. Oh my, I don't think you want to be gathered. You want to be eaten.
Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world, to the isometric Fog of War MMO Corepunk. And I've been waiting for years to get my hands on this game. And Artificial Core, the developers behind Corepunk, have promised us new gameplay as we are getting closer to its completed form. And today is that day. I have 1 hour and 12 minutes of 4K narrated gameplay, and I have not watched this yet. And there's no way we're watching all of it, okay? So I don't know how far we're going to make it. We'll see. Now, before we start, I just want to say that Corepunk has always been a little bit on the spicy side. And I will say that the new images that have come out for this game are even spicier. Some people like it, some people hate it, but as you can see on the screen, it's pretty spicy. All right. Corepunk gameplay video number 4, Professions. Let's do it. Make myself small. All right. Female orc. Male orc. All right. Entering the world.
Hello, everyone. Today we are going to tell you about the resource gathering and item crafting systems in Corepunk. That means we're talking professions.
Legionnaire.
So, Corepunk has 4 crafting professions and 4 resource gathering professions. First, let's talk about the basic principles of how professions work, and then a little bit about each of them individually.
Talk about the good stuff.
When practicing any type of profession, the player receives experience not only to develop their skill in that profession, but also to level up the hero. Each profession in the game has 3 mastery levels. By increasing the mastery level, the player receives a new title. At level 1, you're a beginner. At level 2, you are advanced. And finally, at level 3, you become a master.
Level 3 master. You can already tell looking at the inventory, there's going to be a million different things. You got watermelons in there. Oh, he's jumping on the watermelons and squishing them. I get it. I already know what you're thinking. Why is the game so slow? There are going to be buffs that make you run faster, but I feel like they need to turn the dial up on everything 10%. Even right there, the little harvesting part. Turn everything a little quicker. It's pretty slow.
Damn it, damn it, damn it.
How are you?
I'm here on my first field assignment. I consider myself really lucky. Other guys from my course had to go to the salty lakes or the fiery fields. Ugh.
What is this place?
Oh, I thought you were local. This is a backwater village. Took me a day and a half to get here from the capital.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm from Lethana. I'm a novice observer. If you ever get a chance, you should definitely visit Lethana.
Lethana. Oh, who's this coming?
Damn it, damn it, damn it. Sorry. Oh, hello there.
What happened?
Well, it's... I'm not really supposed to share any information with laymen.
Okay.
Wait, I would really appreciate your help, though. Well, all right, but only because it's a dire situation. I'm an apprentice at the Lethana University, a junior observer. I was supposed to study the behavioral patterns of the Naticus prolificus, or
I'm not even
gnats,
bored.
as you village people call them. I put tracking devices on young gnats, and now I have their behavioral patterns, but I do not have the tracking devices. They cost a fortune for our department. I never thought these gnats would be so intimidating in real life. Oh gosh, if I mess up, the master censor will definitely send me on an expedition to the fiery fields. So yes, here I am, asking a layman for help. It'd mean everything to me if you killed these gnats and got the tracking devices back from them.
I like the handshake for the agreed upon.
I'm gonna do it.
Really? Great! But if you meet any other observers or sensors, don't tell them about our little agreement.
Bulldozer.
I like how the character interacts with the environment as he walks across, what is that, wheat?
Hello. You know you're doing a good thing. Have you got all of them?
No.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not pressing you. Just take your time. But know that I will be kicked out of university if I don't bring the trackers back.
Bulldozer.
In terms of game design, we are not always advocates of rigid distinctions. More often than not, we favor mechanics where there is a choice, and that choice has both positive and negative consequences. The player can practice all kinds of gathering and crafting professions by gathering and crafting most of the items in the game, but players can only gather the rarest resources and craft the best items if they focus on one gathering profession and one crafting profession. To do this, in addition to the mastery levels mechanic, every profession in the game also has its own efficiency. What's efficiency? Well, profession efficiency increases as you practice that profession,
I need to get...
but your efficiency in the other professions decreases. Simply put, the more you practice the same profession, the more effective you are at it. Just as the 4 gathering professions have a shared efficiency, so do the 4 crafting professions as well.
Search history erased.
Have a good feeling about this. Getting me steps up.
So, when gathering resources, the efficiency only increases if you gather a resource corresponding to the level of that profession. You are thus rewarded for gathering resources that are challenging to your character at that time. Let's review a short example. If you pay attention to the icons of the gathering professions to the left, you will see their efficiency around the icons. Let's cut the tree down.
Whoa, talk about the good stuff.
This improved efficiency decreases if you use another gathering profession. So, once again, specializing is key. As for crafting, its efficiency will only increase if the player crafts an item whose gear score is high enough relative to their profession level.
Man. It's gonna be a long hour.
Excellent. Please note how the efficiency has changed. Logging has risen, while herbalism efficiency has dropped. Efficiency decreases for the profession that has not been used the longest. It is important to note that the higher the mastery level and efficiency of the profession, the more difficult it will be for the player to switch professions, since the player will have to gather rarer resources and craft higher level items to increase their efficiency.
I will say, you can
Assuming that
interact
the
with
player's
like
goal is maximum
everything in the
efficiency for
environment.
chosen profession. It will be hardest to do after you reach your hero's level cap in the endgame. The player receives various bonuses and perks from mastery levels and increasing efficiency. Let's talk about the resource gathering professions first. mining, logging, herbalism, and butchery. For example, when it comes to the gathering professions, as the mastery levels up, opportunities to mine higher-level veins get unlocked. The overall chance of finding a resource increases, and there are additional gathering sessions for gathering a resource. Meanwhile, efficiency can affect the chance of receiving a rare resource, or can reduce the chance of failure.
Pick one, stick to one, it'll be better and harder to switch as you level. Got it.
The process of gathering in the game is quite simple and intuitive. The player needs to find something worthy and start gathering a resource.
What do we have here?
An interface bar will appear at the bottom of the screen, displaying the process.
Oh, you found a
While the bar
four-leaf
is
clover.
moving, the player has a chance of receiving one of the resources. There can be a wide variety of resources in a single spot, from the most common to very rare. When you find a resource, you receive a corresponding pleasant notification. You never know how lucky you might be, or unlucky. The player might find nothing. It happens. But even if you manage to find a resource, don't relax just yet. There is always a small chance of failing and losing your loot. Yes, that happens too.
Get in the flying car. Show me that. Oh, I see the mining.
Mining
me of
has three
V-Rising.
tiers of veins: metal, polymetal, and ancient. With an increase in the tier of the vein, the chance of getting more resources increases. For example, you can get not one ore, but two at once, and even more from the vein of the third tier. The rarer the resource, the higher the vein required to mine it. Epic resources can only be mined from tier 3 veins. In mining, the player can mine ores of various metals, crystals, nuggets, ancient fossils, just to name a few.
On the stomp.
Combat?
Not ready yet.
Getting mopped up. He's dead. Combat is not super thrilling. Kind of Souls-like. You gotta go into it very strategically. I like the shield use. Okay. Let's jump to halfway through the video and see where we're at.
Power or spell power in all systems at once. Limited time buffs are not taken into account though. Every crafting profession has its own unique bonus that affects the hero's gameplay. We will tell you about them a little bit later. When the hero reaches level 40, all profession bonuses are only active if the player has achieved 100% efficiency in the given profession.
100% efficiency. That's a bigger plant. Found a caterpillar. Two caterpillars.
Onwards and upwards.
Every time I make a Corepunk video, half the comments are, why does the person run so slow?
Crack skulls? I like it over here.
Yeah, go fight that big thing. Spider Queen. Ooh. Ran away.
Anything for me? Stomping turf.
Okay, and fast forwarding.
Upgrades. Weapons in the game have fixed stats. Damage per second, DPS, weapon damage, and attack speed. As the weapon tier increases, it expands the limits within which these characteristics can be rolled. Weapons in Corepunk can be upgraded. It's through weapon upgrades that the most powerful weapons in the game can be acquired. As the grade increases, a weapon receives upgrade slots. The higher the quality of a weapon is, the more upgrade slots it has. Chips can be inserted into these slots. Every slot has its own bonuses that are rolled at random when you receive the weapon. To receive a slot bonus, the slot and the chip that is inserted must have the same icons. Chips can come in two variations. An advanced chip is inserted into an advanced slot, and a standard upgrade chip is inserted into a standard slot. Advanced chips have effects on weapons that are unique for this system, and can be triggered when dealing damage to an enemy.
Hey, that's cool. I like that.
Every chip has either magic or physical effects. Standard upgrade chips, however, give an increase in stats, such as attack speed, haste, weapon damage, spell power, physical crit power, magical crit power, armor penetration, and magic penetration. As mentioned previously, stats like these are unique for this system and cannot be permanently stacked anywhere else. Crafting weapons in their upgrades
making so many spiked spears
as with the construction profession and the other crafting professions, in fact. So once again, to create a higher tier item, you must have two uncommon items of the previous tier. If the player uses higher quality items, rare or epic items for crafting, the weapon they will receive will have extra slots, and the advanced chip will have extra effects too. It's time to look at an advanced chip and its effects. The Execute Advanced chip will be used as an example. So here we took the best quality item that was crafted from two epic chips of the previous tier 1. Here you can see all the possible effects. There is a mark on the chip that defines the effect of the chip. An advanced chip can be inserted into a slot with any mark and it will work, but you won't get any slot bonus. In order to receive a slot bonus, it's important that the slot has the same mark as the chip. So, as you can see, this advanced chip has a proc chance and a proc condition. So let's look at what the effects could be on this particular chip. Its main effect is that it gives you a chance to execute an enemy. The first additional effect, if the target dies, you will heal for 50% of the killing damage, appears if the chip has been crafted from two rare tier 1 chips. The second additional effect is executes at 25%. improves the proc condition and appears if the chip has been crafted from 2 epic Tier 1 advanced chips. Advanced chips have a limited number of charges. Each time the effect is triggered, 1 charge is removed. The player can recharge an advanced chip in the inlay window. It's a good idea to carry extra charges with you before an important foray into the world, and just in general.
You use up your charges. I don't like that. It's like
Time
repairing.
to consider profession bonuses. In weaponsmithing, as you move up to 3 mastery levels, you'll see improvements in weapon efficiency. Time to give you the lowdown on the Synthesis machine. This impressive device is needed to craft items beyond standard recipes, or to craft without a recipe. If the items used as ingredients are of a higher quality than those specified in a given recipe, the Synthesis machine will produce for you an item that has additional bonuses.
Storage bot to your service.
How are you?
I feel very safe here. Got it? Safe. Because every item you give me is guaranteed to be safe until your return.
What is this place?
These are the lands of the Kingdom of Elan. And these are pretty dangerous lands outside the safety of the town.
Before adding some upgrade kits, at this point, if you want, you have the option to throw some valuable resources into the mix. And if you're lucky and get the combination of resources, as well as their respective quantities right, not only will you get a higher grade skin, but you will also end up with a skin made of different materials, giving it a distinctive visual appearance. Usually you can wear up to 6 skin items at once: bodysuit or underwear, lower body, upper body, gloves, and shoes. Some skin items may take 2 or more slots at once, depending on their structure and design. You can combine skin items from different skin sets too, to achieve exactly the look you're going for. There's literally millions of different combinations. You're free to express yourself.
Going for a
And this is just one of the many possibilities that the Synthesis machine opens up to you.
Skins. Quarterback pants. I've noticed multiple times him having to destroy things. I'm wondering if you can get more bag slots.
stomping turf.
I'm sure there's a storage, of course.
Have to craft it yourself.
In Alchemy, everything is both simple and interesting. You'll get to craft all kinds of consumables that give temporary buffs. You'll be making medicines, vaccines, and ointments.
I want to know what the small joint buff
doing a
does.
whole lot else. During crafting, the Alchemy Master doesn't have to contend with quality procs and worry about their impact, because these are consumable items, and so don't have different quality grades. When crafting alchemy consumables, though, the player can get a proc that might enable them to make 2 or 3 consumables at once, instead of 1. Also, every consumable has a limited duration on its buff, and the player will have to use a lot more consumables in the next tier of crafting to increase this duration. The reward will be a long-lasting buff that will come in handy when traveling through the wildlands of Kvalat. In Corepunk, the player can have several alchemy buffs at the same time, and the number of buffs that can take effect simultaneously depends on the profession level. With each new mastery level, the number of alchemy buffs used simultaneously will increase. A player who is focused on alchemy will feel more comfortable when exploring the most difficult and harsh locations of the wildlands.
I like the little thing up there that says drugs.
Yes? All vaccinated? Let me look at you. Red eyeballs, dry lips, swelling limbs. Yep, worked perfectly. Here's your certificate. Now get
That's
the
pretty
hell out
funny.
of here already.
That is.
Yeah, bye. Ta-ta.
Full steam ahead.
All right, anything else we need to see? I will link this obviously in the description if you want to watch it in its entirety.
Now, let's look at Mysticism.
This will be the last
This profession is all about crafting runes. Runes are upgrades for artifacts. Runes enable the player to upgrade artifacts by placing seals on them. Seals add special mechanics to player gameplay, and in some cases, can be a great addition to a certain build or playstyle. Runes are thus another important layer of progression and hero building gameplay in the overall system. The player can upgrade items without restrictions, but the number of artifacts with rune effects that they can carry at the same time is limited. The principle of rune effects is mechanically in many respects similar to how advanced chips work on weapons. But unlike advanced chips, runes have very different proc conditions. They are more permanent and more predictable. Let's look at the Hedgehog rune as an example. The main effect of this rune is when struck by an attack, deal physical damage to the attacker. As the rune grade increases, so does the effect scaling. And as the tier increases, it expands, as with chips, the limits within which the effect values can be rolled. Just as in the example with the advanced chip, we have two additional effects. Slows enemy by 10% for 1 second appears on a rune if it was made from rare runes of the previous tier. And the second additional effect, reduces enemy attack speed by 15% for 3 seconds, is added if epic tier 1 runes were used during rune crafting. The bonus of the Mysticism profession is that the higher the mastery level is, the more equipped rune artifacts the player can use.
Where do you put the runes?
Thank you for watching. Sign up for beta at corepunk.com.
Sign up for beta at corepunk.com. All right, it's probably close to a 30-minute video. I know we didn't watch all of it. This is a game I've been waiting to play for years, and regardless of my criticism, it's a game that I am going to play. And like I said at the beginning, it just feels slow. And I get it, it's an isometric MMO. This is not an action RPG. But that being said, in the current climate, it is okay to not be pew super fast, but there is something to be said about being super slow. Just think they need to turn that dial maybe 10%, just a little bit quicker. All in all the crafting professions and the gathering, I'm good with all of that. Want to find out how storage space is going to work. Also how trading and what that's going to look like if I got a best friend. Should we each take different masteries so then we could just trade with each other and always have the best stuff? Lots of questions, but this is definitely in the right direction. Corepunk, if you lasted this long in the video, thank you. I want to know your thoughts. Have you given up on it, or are you going to play it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. That's all I've got. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.